we are living in a time when there are concepts of the gospel has been totally adulterated. The gospel of the Bible is one thing. The gospel of that's being preached today, especially in the mega churches in the United States, is a total different gospel. The amazing thing, though, is if you go to some of these mega site websites, mega church websites, for an example, if you go to T.D. Jakes' website and you look at his doctrinal statement, it looks to be pretty biblical. Now, he doesn't put in there anything about really election. He does make a statement about he believes in the sovereign grace of God, though. But I mean, his overall doctrinal statement looks pretty good. But when you look at his website and you listen to his messages, you find out that he is not preaching the same gospel as the gospel of Jesus Christ. In the 5th chapter of Matthew, Christ says, "Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. Rejoice and be exceedingly glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so persecuted they the prophets which were before you. Ye are the salt of the earth, and if the salt have lost its savor, wherewith shall it be salted? It is thenceforth good for nothing, but to be cast out and to be trodden under the foot of men. Ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. Neither do men light a candle and put a candle under a bushel on a candlestick, and it giveth light unto all that are in the house. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven." Well, my question for Mr. T.D. Jakes this morning is, have you been reviled? Have you been persecuted for Christ's sake? Well, if you go on your website, it doesn't appear that you have suffered a lot of persecution, Mr. T.D. Jakes. It appears that most people in the world are speaking very well of your 30,000 member megachurch. I just want to point some things out about the ministry of T.D. Jakes. T.D. Jakes I'm sure he's a very nice, personable guy. I'm sure if you were to sit down and have a cup of coffee with him, he would seem like a great guy. But there are some things that we need to be warned about as it relates to T.D. Jakes and the Potter's House ministry. Okay? Bishop Jakes pastors what Christianity Today calls one of America's fastest growing mega churches. It has over 50 active outreach ministries and has dominated the church growth record since its inception in 1996. It has grown from 50 families to 30,000 members. Competing with many corporations. Has over 400 staff members, including a finance, human resources, information technology, public relations, and television production department. It has 191,000 square feet operation. I think it would probably rival with Focus on the Family. It would be awfully close to that. Now, Bishop Jakes is the CEO of the Potter's House, a not-for-profit, I'm sure that's a 501c3 organization, and it has produced 4 major national conferences. Now, Bishop Jakes has been a guest on Oprah, CNN, Larry King Live, CBN, Ebony, and D magazines. He's also been on Time magazine. And Time magazine has named him as one of the U.S. 25 most influential evangelicals. You know, the scripture says that when all men speak well of you, take notice. I'm paraphrasing it. And it seems as though Mr. T.G. Jakes has the accolades of society in general. Presidents and international statesmen have frequently sought out Bishop Jakes' wisdom and counsel. He has developed business partnerships with Sony, EMI, Time Warner, Clear Channel, Thomas Nelson Publishing, and he's also been involved in many different alliances with secular businesses. He also works with the federally sponsored government programs, including the Texas Offenders Reentry Initiative operating Dallas, Fort Worth, San Antonio, Austin, and Houston. And he has also been involved in prison ministries. You know, he has future plans for development and growth in his organization that are unparalleled in the Christian community. Well, this sounds like all good things. You know, the Potter's House is also working on a Clay Academy, which is the first of 7 structures planned as an $80 million campus, 70,000 square foot school building. The local Metroplex Economic Development Corporation is the most immediate example of Minister's impact on communities' business development. Okay. And in 2005, Bishop and Mrs. Jakes were honored by the Georgia Dome officials for breaking their 1999 attendance record during the MegaFest 2004, when more than 140,000 people attended a single service, and over the 4-day period, the couple hosted 560,000 men, women, young adults, and children. Well, this man has certainly gotten the accolades and the followings of masses of groups of people. Now, I'd like for us to compare and contrast T.D. Jakes' ministry with the ministry of Jesus Christ.